Canada and Vancouver. But I think about the fact that, let's say it is actually 80%. Who are those 20%? What age group are they in? What are they dealing with? What are they exposed to? What type of media? I think the 20% are mostly people from maybe 18 to 24, 5. And the 80% are dealing with daily life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's another big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're in your 20s, they don't have the time. And you are 9 years older than I am, so you're like 37.
That's right.
Okay. So when you're 37 years old, you are working full time at a company. You probably have been there. You're at a position where you're safe in that company.
Yes.
You hang out with with a certain community that the type of people you deal with are similar to you in terms of their income, in terms of what they're worried about most of the time, what they want in their lives, like the level of what they want, right? Maybe today, what I think about is just improving my car, but maybe what you're thinking about is buying a yacht.
Yeah.
That's our difference. That's why I don't get into your community. I'm not accepted in your community. Honestly, you won't be accepted in my community as well because you're too big, right? So I forgot. I talked about yachts and I forgot what I wanted to say. So the communities that you hang out with and you're a part of actually make a huge difference in your lifestyle. So what I experienced in my first 2-3 years in Canada was that, and I'm not talking about Iran at all. In here, I was living on campus. So most of my friends were people who were my classmates or people who were at school with me. So they were younger than I was. So but they were like in their early 20s or even 18, 19. And they were crazy about every single detail. They wanted to shout about it, right? They were not worried about their place, their house. They didn't care about the car. They were living on campus in a single room, and whatever they did, they could come back and they would still have food to eat. And the next day they had to go to class, and nothing would have happened to them. So they had the chance to speak up about whatever they felt like it's not fair or it's not what I want. But when you are dealing with real life, things are different. The stakes are way higher. So for me, it wasn't 80% silence. It was 80% of people at the beginning. It was 80% of people who were talking about whatever they want. They were the polarized community. But then the 80% right now for me are the people like you who would rather stay in the safe zone because of what they have and what they want to keep and what they want to get in return. So I feel like, we can't say everything is going to stay like that because the mentality of the young people will change. But the change is through the young people every time. The hero is going to be someone in their early 20s, at least in that context of early 20s. So, the society is not polarized. Hitler was pretty young when he decided to become Hitler. Yeah, that's what I think, at least.
Interesting. I'm just processing everything that you said.
Yeah, I say a lot of crap. Sorry.
I don't think it's crap.
I'm just gonna refill my water.
You're fine. I'm not sure this was the best.
Yeah, how are you supposed to do this?
You're the first one that we're drinking out of these milk jars. I've brought this on the show before but I had cups. So I'm I'm feeling this, and
this is cool.
I thought about this. I'm like this, but you did it well, my friend.
Thank you.
Cheers to water, to Avalon Dairy Ltd.
Yeah.
Limited company. I don't know what that means. Ltd. But yeah, like, but one thing I will say, just talking with you, like, because we at Armin's party when we met, I didn't talk to you much. I know that the biggest time I talked to you is we were making fun of Armin. And then when I got home, I felt a little guilty. It's like maybe I went a little hard
on Armin. No, I never feel guilty.
All I remember from his experience was, or not all I remember.
He was trying to boil water.
Yeah, but I remember I've done this 4 times.
Yeah.
I've done this 4 times. It works. Trust me.
Yeah. It worked in the end.
It did work. It was very tasty tea. I'll admit that.
I think you were one of the few people who actually tasted that tea.
Yeah, because he disappeared.
Yeah. He apologized the next day. I was like, no, don't apologize. He had a fun time. That was the whole point.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't have to apologize.
Yeah.
But back to you. It's like one thing I'm hearing or observing is that you're kind of a deep thinker. Is that you like to think of about personal reflection, like yourself, society, like that you like to think about things. Is this true?
I guess maybe. I don't try to be a deep thinker, honestly.
Do you self-reflect a lot?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But I try not to.
You try not to?
Yeah. Because it gets in the middle of your life. You feel like you don't want this to happen every single step that you take.
You mean you don't want to self-reflect every single step?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to do bad things sometimes.
Yes.
But if feeling like this could be wrong or is it okay keeps you away from trying it, then you have a problem.
Yeah. Sometimes what I do is when I self-reflect, like I can sometimes self-reflect something that happened 10 years ago. And then I'll be like, why did I do this 10 years ago? Like, I can't believe I did this. Like, and then I'll feel negative for some time that I did this thing 10 years ago. And to your point, it's like, hey man, just get that out of your head. Like, like it wasn't the most terrible thing in the world. Like, people have done a lot worse things.
Does it affect your next steps? Like, you feel like you said something bad to me today.
Yeah.
And the next interview with whoever you want, whoever you have the interview with, and you kind of avoid talking about edgy stuff maybe?
I'd say...
Does that happen to you?
Not talking about edgy stuff, but like... If like let's say that we were talking and I inadvertently insulted you and you were like offended.
Yeah.
I would try hard to not redo that same experience with the next guest or even you again, right? Like,
okay.
So I would do that, but
how hard?
How hard?
Yeah. Because when you focus on trying really hard, you lose your touch on other stuff.
So not super hard, not super hard, but it's just like one of those things like on a subconscious level. I'm like, okay, like note to self, this person doesn't like it when I like go down that topic or like one of my friends once I was joking very like we used to joke all the time. Like we used to throw insults to each other all the time and it was funny. But there was one topic I touched one time that was very sensitive to the person.
Okay.
Right? And so I was like, okay, note to self, never talk about that topic in that joking manner with them. Right.
So, were you able to joke around after that with that guy?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Okay. So see, I would choke. I would choke every time after that. Yeah. Every single time.
About the same topic or
about joking around. And yeah, I would choke.
Yeah. So like I'm a big joker too. Like a lot of my jokes can be insulty kind of, like, and then like my expectation is you insult me back.
Oh, okay.
You see, so like it's like,
are you receiving? Are you okay with people?
Yeah. I'm okay.
Like, you feel like you can go.
Sometimes it stings a little, but like you have to recognize, like why does this sting? Okay, like you try not to judge them for Yeah, it's like okay, that stung a little, but that's okay.
So you're okay with people going the same depth
of
joke.
course. Like,
Okay.
and then I try to do more self-deprecating humor as I get older, because
Okay.
I figure that this goes better.
Yeah, it's more accepted.
It's
but
more
here's the
accepted.
problem. I have done that a lot because
Yeah.
at some point I come from a whole different culture. So I
Yeah.
have been at a position where a joke caused me so many friends in Canada.
It costs you friends in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started joking about myself, but at some point, people, I don't know, they get carried away. I don't know. So this could actually make you look like a terrible person or a stupid person. At
So
some point.
who are these people?
At school. At school.
At school.
Yeah.
Were they maybe perhaps weak-minded?
Not necessarily. It was my problem. It was about the fact that I came from a different culture, and I was not used to living in a place where people from a multicultural place. I had never experienced that, living in that situation. And I had knowledge about my own surroundings back there, not here. And so when you want to live the same way they used to do back then, it could actually be a bit insulting, especially if you're doing jokes. Yeah. So yeah, I had one of my major depressions was about that because
you lost a bunch of friends.
I lost a bunch of friends, but it was through the one thing that made people like me.
Was your laughter?
Yeah.
So
I used to be a
understand.
funny guy.
Yeah.
Back in Iran, but then I came here. I used the same trick to actually make friends, and that started making people to not like me instead.
Yeah.
And I had no intentions of insulting anyone or making anybody feel bad or anything.
Yeah, but you like to joke.
Yeah.
You like to be fun. I completely understand this, because this is something I struggle with myself, because I love joking with people and saying inappropriate stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I'm racist. It's not that I'm trying to be insulting. I'm trying to have fun and joke, right?
Yeah.
And so like that's what it's all about. It's trying to have fun.
Yes.
And so I struggle with this for like two reasons, because part of me, it's like there's some people that you probably shouldn't hang out with, right? Like like if they can't take a joke, then okay, I don't need to hang out with these people. At the same time, you want to recognize maybe you are being into extreme. You know what I'm trying to say? Like maybe you need to self-censor a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
But I think that's one reason. Like I've noticed, like in Canada, like a lot of cultures that I hang out with, like Greeks, Iranians, Latinos, right? A lot of these cultures like it when you joke, or and so I get along with those cultures really well.
Okay.
Like I can go to Armin's party and I can insult him about his making tea, and everyone just thinks it's fun.
Yes. Yes. That's a part of today's deal, honestly, because people could take everything super seriously. Too seriously, actually.
It's too serious. Yeah. Lighten up, okay?
It's not necessarily bad. I think it is still about being safe, because if I take this too seriously, and if you, because I had experiences with people who said that if somebody says this thing about me, what if I accept that, what if they then decide to actually hurt me afterwards? I was like, why would somebody decide to do? And these are educated people.
You with what?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened exactly. We were talking about, so there was this seminar that this girl went to. And
it always starts with a girl.
Yes. No, come on. You don't want to get monetized, man. You don't want to get monetized. Yeah. So she went to this seminar, and there was this guy who stood up and said something about the main speaker. And then people booed him and kicked him out because he said something against what he believed in. And it was a religious seminar, apparently. I don't know. I was never there.
So this guy was at a seminar, and the guy who said the quote disagreed with what he said?
Disagreed with what the lecturer, the main speaker, said.
And they booed him out.
They booed him out. And then what he said was a bit harsh. So apparently this was a seminar about Islam, and this guy was a Christian who came in to learn about what's going on in Islam. And then he was like, no, what you're saying is wrong, and everybody booed him out. And this girl was really mad at the Christian guy because of his thoughts. And he's like, what if he then decides to kill somebody? I was like, why would he just expressed his feelings in words?
Yeah.
Why would he decide to do that? And this was a general, a major discussion, an argument that happened for an hour. It's really stupid when we talk about it. You're like, why? It's done. Honestly, it has been done since the last 2 minutes ago. We're fine. But this happened for a full hour. We were talking about the fact that this guy is not going to hurt you. He just thinks something could be wrong. Something could be against his family, against his family's well-being. He doesn't like it. That's it. Good for him. But you exist there. He exists there. In the same country, same city. You're both protected. You're both fine. This was an hour.
And then this stirred the losing the friendship.
No. This was, then I decided to not hang out with that girl. But no, my jokes were, this is not a joke. I did so many crazy jokes that I can't even think about them today.
Why can't you think about them?
Because they're super wrong. Because
so let me ask this question. If you were in Iran, would you still be saying these jokes?
Easily. Without even wasting a breath.
If you went today, you would say these jokes. Like you're in Iran tomorrow, you hang out with people, you'd say your jokes.
Yeah.
There's anything wrong with that.
There are so many things wrong with that because
I don't think so.
It is. There's so many things wrong with that because when you joke about something, you have an audience, right?
Yes.
And your audience needs to be accepting of the concept, right? There are things and concepts that are accepted in Iran for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And there are things that are not accepted here. That's it. That's the only difference that makes something right or wrong.
And so for me, I think one thing that we need to do better as a society is, or just as a culture, just as people living together, right? Like, especially in North America, like in North America, you should be able to have two extreme ideas and they should be able to get in a room and talk about something without getting upset. Or if they do get upset, that after the conversation, they can go out and they can still be peaceful and cordial with one another, right? Like for instance, like in your thing, like if you tell me, like Allah is good, and I say no, Jesus is good, and then we bang this out for 2 hours, like those are okay opinions to have, right? Okay. And like maybe your opinion is like all other religions except Christ, like everyone else is going to hell, and then my perspective is something different, right? It's okay to have those perspectives, and we should be able to talk about these things, because then if you can't talk about and have those discussions, then how else are you going to challenge ideas or grow as a person, right? If if you have this idea in your head, maybe it's a good or bad idea, right? Okay. But if you're too afraid to share it, or you won't share it, maybe you won't grow as a person because that idea can't be challenged.
That is 100% true. But here's the thing. If I express my feelings and then you express your feelings and we say what we think about a certain matter, then we can discuss it and then we become friends because that's how human beings work.
Yeah.
Right? Then who's going to make the money in this scenario?
What do you mean who's going to make the money?
Okay. So let's say the religion thing. I say Islam is good. You say Christianity is good. And we live in a country where there is this party who is the political party who has a lot of Muslim members, and then there's this other party who has a lot of Christian members. If I'm for the Muslim party, I would actually invest in that party. I would actually give money to it.